Hi there, and welcome to this yin yoga practice for grounding your nervous system. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you get set up, make sure that you have a blanket. You might also want a pillow or perhaps a second blanket. We'll meet today seated. It might feel good to sit up on a prop, so take a moment to get comfortable. And if it feels safe, you can blink your eyes to closed. We'll take a few rounds of breath together just to set the stage for practice. So begin by exhaling any air out of your lungs. Now inhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Now exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, breathe in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Fill your lungs 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath 4, 3, 2, 1. Empty out 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold your breath 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin to blink your eyes to open. Dismount from any props. And we'll make our way into child's pose. So from tabletop, bring your feet together and your knees about to the width of your mat. If when you sit back towards your heels, there's a gap between hips and heels, you can pad that space with a blanket or a pillow. You might also bring something soft between your mat and your chest to pad that space. Reach your arms forward towards the top of your space. There are a few ways to adjust this pose to make it more comfortable. So if having your knees out wide doesn't feel great in your hips or your back, you might bring your knees and your ankles to touch. If reaching your arms forward doesn't feel great in your upper back or your shoulders, you might reach your arms long behind you, allowing your palms to face up. With each exhale, allow yourself to release and surrender a little bit more into child's pose. And here we're grounding the nervous system by staying close to Mother Earth, stretching hips, spine, and shoulders. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath into child's pose. And when you're complete, start to press into your hands and your knees to lift yourself back up to tabletop shape. Move your blankets to the right middle part of your mat, and then lower down into crocodile pose, so coming down to prone on your belly. Stack one forearm on top of the other, and then drop your head down to your forearms. If your lower back is feeling a little congested here, you might sway your hips side to side to release that out a bit. We'll move into half frog next. So begin to bend your right knee and place your right knee and chin onto your blanket. Bring your right arm also into a cactus, and then you can keep your head on your left arm. If you'd like a little bit more sensation here, you can press your right knee into your blanket and use that to slide your knee a little bit farther away from your body, allowing your hips to rest a little closer to the ground. With each exhale breath, allow yourself to soften and relax in a little bit more deeply. In addition to grounding here, we're opening through the hips, the shoulders, and the heart space. Half frog pose can also be a nice lower back release. And take 3 more rounds of breath into half frog. Now press into your right forearm to slide your right leg back to meet your left. Move your blanket to your left hip. Restack your forearms and drop your head down. You might gaze to the left just to twist your neck the other way. Take a moment just to feel into the sensation created by releasing from half frog. And now moving to the other side, bring your left leg into that cactus, onto the blanket, and your left arm also into the cactus. Again, you can rest your head on your forearm and maybe slide your left knee a little bit farther away from you. In this shape, your left leg and your left arm are both at a 90-degree bend. And so if you happen to have a mirror in front of you, and you look at it, you won't see your elbow behind your wrist or your ankle behind your knee. Unclench your jaw and just soften into this shape. Take 3 more full rounds of breath here. And again, to come out, press into your left forearm to slide your left leg to meet your right. Restack your forearms and bring your forehead back to your forearms. Moving into Sphinx pose next, begin to slide your elbows underneath your shoulders. You might lift each leg here and bring each leg a little wider apart to give your lower back a little more space in this heart opening shape. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And then you might play with dropping your chin to your chest to see if that feels like a nice neck stretch. You might also make some mindful semicircles, right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder, to stretch out to the sides of your neck. Another option here is to gaze straight forward, keeping your shoulders relaxed down towards your hips. Here, we're resetting the natural curvature of your spine, compressing your lower back a little bit, so you'll get a back release as we lower back down, and opening up our hearts and our shoulders. We'll breathe here for a little bit longer. Take 3 more rounds of breath into Sphinx pose. When you're ready to come out, we'll bring our elbows out wide, stack our forearms, and once more drop forehead to forearms. For lower back release, you can bend your knees and rainbow your feet from side to side. When you're ready, feel free to relax your legs long on the mat and take another moment to ground here in crocodile pose. And then flip over to your back any way you'd like to get there. Once you're there, grab your blanket, slide it between your knees, and hug your knees into your chest. Now reach your arms out to a T or a cactus and drop your knees over to the left for an easy twist. You might gaze over your right shoulder to complete your twist, and then relax your shoulders, your hips, spine, and jaw. Take 1 more round of breath into this twist. And then with your next inhale, bring your gaze and your knees back overhead and simply drop your knees over to the right. Perhaps gaze over your left shoulder. And again, just relax into this twist. Take one more round of breath here. Inhale again, bring gaze and knees back to neutral. You can remove your blanket and hug your knees into your chest. Stay there or open up into your happy baby, bringing your knees wider than your torso, reaching for behind your knees, your ankles, or your feet. You might find a side-to-side sway here. As you're ready, you can hug your knees back into your chest and then release into your final shavasana. Take up some space and then surrender into this final resting pose. I'll leave you here in your shavasana today. Please stay as long as feels good to you. Thank you so much for carving out some time to practice with me and to ground your nervous system. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. The light and the love and the teacher within me sees and bows to the light and the love and the teacher within you. Namaste.